And welcome to Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour to give you enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here Monday through Friday on the Drive Thru, as we give you live free sports picks for the games playing in the primetime hour. And let's take a look at who will join us tonight, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. And with us today is James Clark. We got Alex Smart, Chris Ruffolo, service co-host Shane Mickle, Tony Brown from Las Vegas, Big Al McMordie from SoCal, and Ninos as well with that Dodgers shirt on today. So hope we'll bring us some better luck for this team. In his case, let's take a look at how they'll line up tonight. Smart, McMordie, Brown, Mickle, and Ninos, Ruffolo, Clark. Then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, how was afternoon baseball for you?
You know what? You have some good days. You have some bad days. For me, I swung and missed on Danny Duffy today, but you know what? That's fine. We're going to have plenty more opportunities. And, hey, you know what? I still like afternoon baseball. I still have a soft spot for it. How about you, Tony?
Yeah, same way. Duffy let me down a little bit. I did take a shot on the run line with the Red Sox. It had me sweating a little bit until of course that Detroit bullpen. You're never out of it. You're never out of it with the Detroit bullpen, no doubt about that. All right, let's go ahead and get this one started. We're going to welcome Alex Smart to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Alex, how you doing today?
Good. How's everything with you?
Things going great. All right, you're going here. It's a short card, so we got a 6:40 Eastern game in here. Marlins to host the Diamondbacks. D-backs laying $1.40. Total sits here at 7.5.
Yeah, I like the pitching matchup here. I looked at it over and over again, and Baumgartner's been outstanding of late. His past 3 starts, he's gone 3-0 with a minuscule 1.06 ERA over that stretch. And I mean, the guy's really been pitching well. And I mean, I'm with that momentum, I expect him to come in here and, control the Marlins bats, and for the bullpen, of course, to come in and sweep up after him. And Pablo Lopez, I mean, what can you say? The kid hasn't got any wins, but, I mean, he's proven himself to be, a decent pitcher so far in his young career. And he's only had one game where he's allowed more than 2 runs. And to me, this is just leading into the type of a game that looks like it's going to be low scoring. It's going to be grinding. And, the Marlins and D-backs are both very inconsistent. I don't care what the D-backs have done earlier on this season. They had some explosive efforts, but most of the time, you just got to go to sleep in games like this, and we're going to go with the under here.
All right, Alex, so under here, 7.5 here with the Marlins and D-backs. Baumgartner, Lopez showing some really good form. All right, Chris, what say you in this one?
Now, this my boring analysis is over early because I don't have many more points to make after that, but the only thing I will say is that Pablo Lopez, like Alex said, 0-2 with a 2.43 ERA. So that's telling me that Lopez isn't getting a ton of run support to boot. And if you go up against a pitcher in Bumgarner who appears to have found his old ace-type form, 1.06 ERA in his last 3, I think this is an under all the way.
All right, going to be here under 7.5 here. Marlins and Arizona Diamondbacks. We snuck this one in. 6:40 Eastern time, MLB extra innings pass. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs tonight. Got some NBA, some hockey, a couple of baseball games. What do you have going over the site? We're seeing you close to 600 units the past 7 days documented.
We're going to go with some NBA tonight. We're going to go with what's been cashing, and we may as well just line up. And we've got a 3-0 card lined up with the NBA.
All right, guys, get on board here with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs. Some NBA action going on over there. You see the numbers, nearly 600 units of profit past 7 days. Pick up that one-day pass from Alex. Get those winnings and make the upgrade a long term. We got 3, 7, and 30 all sports passes here from Alex Smart. Get every play that Alex releases from the site. He does NHL, NBA, as well as Major League Baseball. The playoffs will be part of that 30-day pass for 30 days here. We'll get the start of the playoffs, at least from both leagues. So get on board with Alex Smart at Pick Dogs. All right, Alex, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk with you next week.
We'll see you next week. Think college football. It's only just a couple of months away. See you guys.
Couple of months away. Absolutely. Alex Smart here on the drive to this major college football because we're in the FCS playoffs. We're not talking much about it because it's really not getting a whole lot of television coverage this year.
No, and it's unfortunate because, I mean, we all been clamoring for some spring football, and then it's been given to us thanks to one of the few things that we can thank COVID for. But it's just a shame that it's still not getting this coverage. I mean, you can find it if you do enough digging, but yeah, Tony, I'm a little bit disappointed as well that we're not seeing the FCS playoffs on TV.
No television coverage whatsoever. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. Let's welcome Al McMordie. Big Al, you'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Al, how you doing today?
Always doing well. No complaints from this end. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, doing great. All right, now we're going to the NHL for this one tonight. Maple Leafs to host Canadiens. Maple Leafs laying 221, total 5.5.
Yeah, Montreal played last night. They lost to the lowly Senators 5-1. Toronto, on the other hand, has been off, going all the way back to Monday when they actually played Montreal. That was in Montreal, and Toronto lost in overtime in that matchup 3-2. That game did snap Toronto's 5-game win streak. But this is going to be an interesting game because this is likely going to be a preview of the first-round matchup in the playoffs later this month. Montreal is sitting in fourth place. Toronto is going to win the North Division. So I don't think Toronto is going to go through the motions in this game because they're going to be seeing Montreal in the first round. So I think they're going to really take this matchup seriously. And I like Toronto here for a couple of reasons. One is that in the revenge role, Toronto's 16-4 this season. They're 56-33 their last 89 when playing with revenge. And then Montreal, when playing without rest, Montreal is 14-24, but they're minus 15 games on the money line in that situation. And even worse for Montreal, they're 52-76, minus 31 games on the money line when they lost their previous game by more than 3 goals. So I think it all sets up for a Toronto blowout here.
All right, Big Al here, going to go here with the Toronto Maple Leafs minus 221 against the Montreal Canadiens. All right, Chris, what say you here as he's sporting the cap? I'll tell you everything.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I think you can guess who I'm on tonight. No, I'll tell you right. I will tell you there's a couple things from being a Toronto fan that you kind of have to get used to year after year. That's not lifting the Stanley Cup at the end of the season and playing the Montreal Canadiens tough, no matter where they are in the standings. I like the Leafs here as well. I think this is, like Al said, this is going to be the playoff matchup in a couple of weeks, and I think Toronto wants to send a stern message to Montreal that, this is a rivalry, but, the tide is shifting. And I have thought all along Montreal is one of the more overhyped teams in the league this season, and I think that's the boots to them here. So I go on the money line, and I put a little bit on the puck line as well.
All right, talking about overhyped, Montreal, 4 games under 500, but nearly negative 14.5 units returned to the backers this year. All right, Bill, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium. Tonight we got some hockey, NBA on the board, a couple baseball. What do you have going on over at the site? We see your number 1 documented over at Pig Dogs Premium for 2021.
Well, I've got hockey and NBA left on the card today. We've got a 3-game package in basketball, so you get 3 games for we've got 1 hockey game on the card. And of course, the best deal of all is to join for a week or for a month, and you get all of my award-winning selections, and that will, of course, include the Triple Crown races. So you can join today.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Big Al McMordie over at Pig Dogs Premium. Number 1 documented for 2021. You see the numbers here, nearly over 3,800 units of profit. That's all has been documented. So you go over to the Pig Dogs Premium, check out Big Al's profile page. You can see every play that he's released there. Get on board with this 1-day pass, and of course, take those winnings, make the upgrade to the long-term pass. That's the best value there at Pig Dogs Premium. That 3, 7, and 30 All Sports Pass. You'll get every play that Al releases on the site for the period of time that you select when you go to his profile page and make that purchase. All right, Al, it's always great having you show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, guys. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you as well. Al McMordie here on the drive-thru. All right, we'll continue on with our coverage here, guys. Just a reminder, subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show. We got Mitch, Ron Zawacki, we got Brian Bittler, and of course, we've got the 3 YouTube shows as well, Chris. And of course, that thumbs up, like, we greatly appreciate it. It really helps us boost our audience.
Absolutely, Tony does. And all the stuff that you just mentioned is a product of the support that we've gotten from everybody, since, Pick Dogs was, just in its beginning stages. I mean, all we asked was for a couple likes, a couple thumbs up, and now look at it. We've got 40,000 plus subscribers, tons of likes, tons of thumbs up, and it's all thanks to all the support that we've gotten from the Pick Dogs family. You guys keep it going. It's going to allow us to give you guys more new content and get more cappers on here, but like I said, we appreciate all the love and support we've got from you.
Yeah, that's right. We certainly do, guys. Those thumbs up, those likes, keep them coming in. Help us build our audience. We greatly appreciate that. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Next up, we're going over to Las Vegas, Nevada, and we're going to go ahead and welcome Tony Brown. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium tonight. Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing real good. How you guys doing out there?
Going great, going great. All right, 7:30 Eastern Time. Dallas Mavericks to host Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn looking to get off, 2-game losing streak here. Actually losing twice in a row, I should say, to Milwaukee. They had lost by Portland. Nets here laying 3.5, total 234.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Nets. It's almost unfair. They're missing James Harden and like they're barely losing. They lost those games to Milwaukee with just two of their stars, and they like Kyrie put up 38. Kevin Durant can put up 33. It's going to be too much firepower for the Mavericks, especially with Porzingis out. Like the Mavericks are at their best when Kristoff and now I can't think of his name. The star for over there for
Luka.
No. Luka Doncic. Yeah. When Doncic and Porzingis are like the 1-2 combo, that's when Dallas are at their best. When Luka's trying to be the superhero, he's just a one-man gang, it won't be enough. Tim Hardaway's been playing better as of late, but, I mean, it basically comes down to Hardaway and Luka, or do you want to go with Kyrie and Kevin Durant? And so, like I said, the Nets got too much firepower. Even Blake Griffin, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I thought he was dead in Detroit. Not literally dead, but I thought that's where he went to end his career. Even that guy's got a little bit revamped, so too much firepower on the Nets, and Dallas just won't be able to, home court advantage won't be enough. Give me the Nets minus the 3.5 points for an easy win tonight.
All right, Tony Brown here is going to take the Nets here, laying 3.5 against the Dallas Mavericks. All right, Chris, we've seen this with the Dallas Mavericks the entire season where they've gone spurts where they play defense well, then they don't play defense well. Right now, they've given up about 49% shooting over their past 5 games. Again, when you're not playing good defense, you play a team like the Nets, you can be in real big trouble.
Yes, and some of these games, it's not a matter of playing good defense. It's about playing better offense. And like Tony said, when you have a banged-up Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis isn't on the floor, there's only so much that the Dallas Mavericks can do with the rest of the players in that rotation. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets have 2 all-stars. They've got Blake Griffin, who's starting to, like Tony said, come back to life in Brooklyn. This almost feels like a layup. I'll take the Brooklyn Nets as well.
Agreement here on the Nets, minus 3.5 against the Dallas Mavericks. This one begin here at 7:30 Eastern time. And, of course, keep an eye on TNT. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight. We got some NBA on the board, a few baseball, some hockey. What do you have going on over the site?
I got a triple play going on tonight. Limited card. Plus, I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't really put up a big card for today. But I have a huge card for tomorrow. So I was home all day. I didn't go out. I've just been studying games. Love the games tomorrow. So I got a triple play in the MLB. I have a 3-play in the NHL. And then I have my NBA just laser locked. No messing around in the NBA tomorrow. We got one game dialed in on it, and we're all in. So you can go over to the site and get any of those packages or any of those individual games, and then lock on for the 3, 7, 30 or the VIP year. The playoffs are coming up, and so my plays, when you get the package, they include everything: playoffs, championship picks. Like, you're not rebuying any plays. You get every single play I release from every sport for one low price.
That's right, one low price from Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs. Good time to get on board with Tony Brown. Get that what his plays for tonight. Of course, take those winnings, make the upgrade to long term. We also have a 2-for-1 capper special right now. Pick any 2 cappers on the long term pass there, and we get a great savings. You can match up Tony Brown with Big Al McMordie, who's #1 overall. James Clark doing well in the NBA. Now Ninos well in NHL. 2-for-1 capper is your best value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Tony, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, and we could talk to you here maybe in a couple of days.
Yeah, man, and like I said, I'm not doing any partying. I'm not living that Vegas life. I'm a little under the weather, so I'm studying games 10, 15 hours a day. We're about to go on a nice big streak. It's a good time for you guys to jump on.
All right, jump on board here with Tony Brown. Have yourself a good night. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. We'll continue here with our coverage here. I'm going here with Chris here, our co-host. And now it's time to welcome to the show Shane Mickle. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. We're going to cover Game 2 of the TNT doubleheader, as the LA Lakers will be facing the LA Clippers in an interesting battle here. Clippers are a pretty sizable favorite in this one, as we're winding down the season here, just about a little more than a week away from the start of the playoffs. And let's see if we can get Shane Mickle here in a second. Here he is right here. Shane, how's it going today?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. All right. We got the Clippers to host the Lakers on TNT, 10 Eastern time, with the Clippers laying 8.5, total 211.
Yeah, this is, the Lakers have a lot of issues right now, and the biggest issue is LeBron James. He's going to be out this game. There's talk about how long he's going to be out. Even without him in the last game, they were able to beat a very good Nuggets team, but the biggest reason they were able to beat the Nuggets was because they were able to slow down the pace, and I think the Clippers know that. When the pace has been fast without James, they've really struggled. The Clippers are finally getting healthy. I think they will push the pace in this one, and they will have no issue covering this number, lay the points with the Clippers.
All right, Shane Mickle here says go ahead and lay the points here with the LA Clippers. And, of course, looking at this spread here, we're looking at a spread of about 8.5. All right, Chris, what say you here with this Clipper team? You know they didn't cover against Toronto. Lakers, with the defense, was able to get a win and cover against Denver in the recent games.
Yeah, I'll tell you straight. This was one that I really didn't delve too close in because I felt this was a bit of a stay away spot for me because, like you said, the Clippers are already locked into where they're going to be in the playoffs, and the Lakers, they need it, but we've said before, just because you need it doesn't mean that you're going to go out there and get it. And I think the Clippers would love nothing more than to stick it to the Lakers, and I think they're going to be at full strength tonight with no LeBron. I lean towards the Clippers here, but again, probably not a game I'm going to rush to bet.
All right, leaning here on the Clippers. No frozen screen here for Chris. So agreement here, Shane, on this one. Clippers 8.5.
You weren't going to get lucky 2 days in a row. I had to get it fixed for. I let it go for 1 day, but not 2 in a row.
Not 2 in a row. All right, Clippers here. This game is on TNT, 10 Eastern time after the Nets game. Game 1 tonight. So we've got you the TNT doubleheader. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pig Dog Spin, where you're doing fantastic work. 840 units of profit. That's the past 7 days, all documented. We've got some NBA. We've got a few games from baseball, hockey. What do you have going on over the site?
Yeah, I've had a couple MLB games go off already today. I had the Rangers beating my Twins again. The Twins just can't seem to figure it out. But for tonight, I've got 3 plays, including the game that starts here in about 20 minutes. 1 MLB, 2 NBA, and a 3-pack, $29.95. We're hop on long term. I mean, my picks are finally getting hot again. No better time to hop on long term, and let's win for a week or a month.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Shane Mickle over at Pig Dog Swim. You see the numbers here: 840 units of profit past 7 days, fully documented. The long-term pass is the way to go. 3, 7, and 38 pass will get you every play that Shane releases over at the site. You want to do that, or add them with another capper with our 2-for-1 capper special. That will save. That's a great savings there when you match Shane Mickle with one of the other cappers at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Shane, as always, great having you show. Continue that with that success, and we'll talk with you next week. All
right, sounds good. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, Shane Mickle here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue on here with our coverage, joined by Chris. Now, Chris, now it's time for your break. So you got your break here. It's badly needed. So we're going to go over onto the Skype here and welcome Al Ninos to the show as we go ahead and dial him in right now. So we'll give Chris his break, and now it's time to bring in Al Ninos. Al, how's it going?
Doing pretty good. This break thing must be a Canadian thing because it looks like Cal Lowry will be getting a break tonight too.
Oh boy, another break here for a Toronto team. All right, let's take a look at the game tonight. You're picking here between the Raptors hosting the Wizards. Wizards on the road lane, 1.5. Total sits at 237.
Yeah, they're headed to Tampa, obviously, to face the Raptors after that tough loss against the Bucks last night. They lost 135 to 134. Fought hard all the way down to the buzzer, but just couldn't get that buzzer beater to drop, which was really close, by the way. Anyways, so you might think it's hard to travel on and play a game, 2 nights, play a second game in 2 nights. But Westbrook's definitely the type of player that can play 2 games in the same night, and he has a great teammate in Bradley Beal that can definitely feeds off that energy and maybe more importantly can keep up with it. They're 10-6 against the spread, playing their second game in 2 nights, while Toronto's just 7-8 against the spread with the rest advantage. As I mentioned, the Raptors were already banged up, but and then decided to give Kyle Lowry the night off as well. So obviously that caused the line to drop a bit. I wanted to give this one out when it had a bit more value, take a bit of plus money with it, but I still think Washington's the right side here. So I'm taking the Wizards on the money line, and obviously would lay any points I had to if money keeps coming in on them.
All right, looking here at the money line play here with Toronto Raptors. Here's Toronto, a team that's trying to battle for that play-in seed, and you arrest Lowry. You got to scratch your head there, right? Because this is a team they're trying to catch.
Yeah, I had to double check and make sure if they were playing tomorrow or anything. No, it's just one of these rest nights.
Wow,
enjoy your night off, Kyle Lowry.
Incredible. You're trying. I guess I don't think much of the 10th seed, or the playoff chances. That might be telling you something for down the road here. Al Ninos here with the Wizards money line -108 against the Toronto Raptors. This one, NBA League Pass Channel, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, now let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium tonight. Well, you're doing fantastic work in the NHL. 521 units of profit for 2021. What do you have going on at the site?
Yeah, coming off a pretty rough night on the ice, so, expecting a big bounce back day today. I got a 5-pack with my 4 best NHL bets and my best NBA bet of the night, or got my single best NHL play, which did come through yesterday despite the rough night, and my NBA slam dunk separately as well. So all depending on what you're looking for, and of course, look for the season passes, long-term packages, always the best deals, and especially those 2-for-1.
That's right, 2-for-1 pass there, guys. Take a look here at El Ninos, 521 units of profit in NHL. He's got his one-day pass tonight. Pick that up, get on board, and then make that upgrade to the long-term pass. He's 2 on a 3, 7, and 30-day pass. El Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get on board with his long-term packages. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. Stay by the computer for tomorrow or actually for Friday. We might have you on.
I'll be here, Tony.
All right, El Ninos here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on with our coverage. Time to switch over to Chris. Let's hope he's camera ready. He usually is, and he is. He's camera ready because it's his segment next. Back from his break.
Can I just say it's funny how Al said that was a Canadian thing, but the Raptors are playing in Tampa, where Al is. Let's call a spade here. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I had to get that out of my system. I'm ready.
Yeah, we know what goes on in Tampa. And it may be the reason why they need rest. They probably exert their energy on some other activities. So let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Joined here with Chris. And let's go ahead and take a look at your game for tonight. We're looking here at let's see, Chris's game for tonight. We've got the Hornets to host the Bulls. Bulls laying 4.5. Total sits here at 218.
Yeah, and a lot of this has to do with the impending return of Zach LaVine tonight. And I won't lie to you guys, I put this in before I knew that Zach LaVine was coming back. And I'll also give you another tidbit of information. I felt bad about the way the Brewers played yesterday, so I'm going to redeem myself. This is another premium selection I have tonight. I love the under in this spot. You look at what the Bulls have done lately. They haven't hit 100 points in their last 4 games. Granted, the argument's going to be made that Zach LaVine wasn't in for any of those games. But even then, coming back from injury tonight, I still think it's going to take a while for him to really get back into game speed, to really find his feet. And, let's be realistic. If he's not under, a minute restriction to begin with, I know we kind of talked about this while we were off the air, but if he's going 30 minutes, like I said, I still think he's going to have to adjust to, not having been in the lineup for a few games. As, on the other side, you have the Hornets, who came in well under the number with the Detroit Pistons last time out. This is a Charlotte team that's gone 22-7-1 to the under in their last 30 games. I think we have an under all the way here. I think 218 is way, way too much of an overstep. I wouldn't be surprised if this game stayed under, 210. Let alone, I could even see this getting struggling to get to 200. So give me the under here with confidence.
All right, under here with confidence here from Chris Ruffolo on this game between the Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets. I was kind of looking at the schedule here. This was kind of tough here for the Bulls, playing Atlanta, playing Miami twice, the Knicks, the Bucks, the Hawks, and 76ers. Those teams couldn't play defense here. And now you're getting the Hornets, who could be a little bit of a step down in class.
Yeah, that's just the way that the NBA is shaking out this year. Yes, we've said LaMelo Ball's back in the lineup for the Hornets, but they're still missing Devontae Graham. They're missing P.J. Washington, Gordon Hayward. These are just 2 teams that, have been bit by the injury bug this season and haven't been able to get out from under it. And, you look at what they've done recently. The Charlotte Hornets putting up, 107 points per game in their last 5. Chicago, 98.6. They're not even cracking the century mark. Those are bad for even 1990s and early 2000s numbers, let alone 2020, 2021. So, like I said, you even put those averages together, we get, 205, 206? I think we've got an under all day here.
All right, Chris, under with Bulls and Hornets, 218.5 in this one. And, of course, this game will be on NBA League Pass Channel, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, Chris. Let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium. Tonight we got a few baseball, some NBA. You're in the profit in the NBA this season, and there's also hockey. What do you have going on over at the site?
Well, I had to, again, tread lightly on the hockey last night and tonight as well, but we still have our Thursday NBA Throwdown, the 3-pack. Gave you guys one of those already, so the other two plays are going to be absolute money tonight as well. $29.95 over at the website. Guys, we always talk about it, those 3-day, 7-day, and 30-day passes. You're not going to be limited to just one sport. You're going to have access to all the sports: hockey, baseball, basketball, as well as the season passes that are up there as well. I told you, I'm going to start chipping away at that leaderboard, and don't be surprised if we make some moves late in the season, late in the playoffs. So definitely go check those out. I also got the 2-for-1 capper deal. Pair me up with anyone on the drive-thru tonight, or anyone on the website for that matter. Guys, the possibilities for you to make money are endless at Pick Dogs, so go check them out and let me help you make some money.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pig Dogs Premium. That one-day pass, pick it up. And, of course, make that long-term pass to the 3, 7, and 30 sports pass. Get every play that Chris releases on the site. And, of course, you set the terms when you make that purchase from at the profile page for Chris. And, of course, that 2-for-1 capper special. Pair him up with another capper for a great savings there on the site. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. I'm joined here with Chris. And now it's time. Let's go and welcome James Clark all to West Virginia. We were talking about West Virginia football before the show, and we're kind of counting down we're counting down the time here before we get to August. We're probably about 4 months away from college. Of course, we're all looking forward to the start of football. We got a lot of basketball. We got the basketball playoffs to take us through July, so that's plenty of action here. So let's go ahead and bring in James Clark here. We'll find him in West Virginia. James, how you doing?
Pretty good. How y'all, fellas?
Doing good. All right, let's go back to the NBA where you sit number 1 year-to-date at Pick Dogs Premium. 8 Eastern time. Pistons to host the Grizzlies. Grizzlies road favorites 9, total 221.
Yeah, Tony. You look at this game. Everybody probably is going on the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies need this game. The Pistons. If they ain't hurt, they're resting them. They're slacking this game. They're tanking the rest of this season. You know what they are. But, if you look at the numbers here, the Grizzlies have beat the Pistons and covered the spread 10 of the last 11 times when they've played the Pistons. And also the Pistons, they've lost 10 of their last 11 games. And, it's just the Grizzlies, they really need this game. They're in the playoff hunt anyways. And the top seed, the more you win, the higher they can get up. They may have a chance to get into that the 6th seed, so they don't have to play in. But I really like the Grizzlies tonight to win by 10 or more. So go hammer at tonight. I really like it. It's almost a premium pick.
All right, James Clark here on the Grizzlies, laying 9 here against Detroit Pistons. All right, Chris, Detroit pretty much patchwork. They're resting Grant, Plumlee, and a lot of their scorers here. It's kind of, it's like you said, it looks like a tank city there for Detroit. Instead of Rip City, it's now Tank City. Memphis here, of course, trying to better their playoff rankings.
Yeah, and this game to me was just about, we've said it before, and I mentioned earlier, just because the team needs it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to grab it. We saw the Grizzlies struggle to really put away the Timberwolves last night on a back-to-back. Even against a patchwork Pistons team, I think we're going to have a lower scoring game here. I was leaning towards the under just because, like you said, the Pistons are just resting so many guys. And just from a numbers perspective and the trends, Pistons 9-3 when they're catching at least 5 points at home this season. So I was leaning towards the Pistons, but I think my stronger play here would be the under.
Now looking here at the under, Memphis had a little bit of a shooting slump here recently here, so we'll see if they can get Joel Jackson. At last check, he was back. They're getting a lot healthier, so that one thing here with the Grizzlies here, you're getting better health here on their side. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pig Dog Premium tonight. We got some NBA on the board, and you're doing fantastic work in the NBA. Nearly 1,700 units of profit that is documented. Number 1, what do you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, Tony, I got a 3-pack NBA plays. 3 of the best NBA plays that I like tonight. I really love these games. I really think we can go 3-0 tonight. And after we go 3-0, if you want to upgrade and get 3, 7, 30 day, the longer term packages, guys, is where it's at. Don't matter if you're $1,000 better, $100 better, $10 better. The long packages is where it's at because if you win 5 of the last 5 out of 7 days, you're gonna profit. But if you just buy one package for one day and you lose that day, you're gonna fade away from the capper. But you try one of us for 3 or 7 days and see what happens. See what kind of profit we put in your pocket. You can team me up with Big Al, Little Al, Chris, Trey, anybody. Mitch is real hot. Tony, anybody. Just team us up. Like I always say, we got the best scappers in the world, and we do. And we'll all put some money in your pockets, fellas.
That's
and
right,
ladies.
Guys. That's right, guys. Get on board here with James Clark over at Pig Dog Premium. You see the numbers here. Nearly 1,700 units of profit. A document number 1 over at Pig Dogs Premium. Get on board. He's got his NBA end of the season pass right now. You'll get his regular season and all the playoffs until they crown an NBA champion. That's his best value right now, is that NBA end of the season pass. Every NBA play for James Clark now until the end of the playoffs. All right, James, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night, and we could talk to you soon.
All righty, fellas. I'm always ready. Appreciate y'all having me on the show.
All right, James Clark here on the Drive Thru, doing fantastic work here on the show, and of course over at Pig Dogs Premium. Guys, just a reminder, keep those thumbs up, those likes coming in. It really helps us build our audience. And if you miss any of the picks, we're going to go ahead and do a total recap at the end of the show. And I'm the last one here giving out a play, so let's go ahead and pull this up here. We're going to be looking at the really slim pickings here. I'm pulling one of my premium pick for tonight, so let me go ahead and pull it up here. And it's going to be between the Angels and the Tampa Bay Rays here. Angels about $1.45. Total sits here at 8. And I'm going to go with the underdog play here with the Tampa Bay Rays here at plus the 132. And, Andrew Heaney will be the starter here for the Angels. ERA over 5 starts. It only goes about 4 2/3 inning per start because he usually gets hurt by the home run ball and his control. He's got a walk rate of 9.3%. It looks like it'll be Colin McHugh over instead of Josh Fleming here, but still, Tampa Bay, I don't expect McHugh to go very far, but their bullpen is starting to perform a lot better here of late. When you look at the Rays bullpen over their past 10 games, ERA of 3.35, Angels over 4. Of course, the Angels here now have dropped 4 or 5 games. They're not playing well. They just released Pujols. We'll see what impact that has on the team. Could be a little mixed because usually with those veterans, half of them are happy, the other half may not be, so they may just even wash this out going on the emotional side there with Pujols out. But let's face it, the Angels really haven't done much with him in the lineup anyway. So take the Rays here. That's my premium play, giving it for the show because there's not a lot of volume up there to give in prime time tonight. But Chris, what say you in this one?
I'll tell you, hey, I can't disagree with you if it's a premium. I was looking at this one as well. And I've got to agree with you, only because I've seen Andrew Heaney get lit up like a Christmas tree and watched the ball fly over his head more often than not in his career. And, you mentioned Albert Pujols, and, whether he was hitting well or not, he's a veteran, and he was probably a really strong glue guy within that lineup just from his presence being there and veteran leadership just being within that lineup. And then when you see a guy with that stature get released after, 9-10 years with the team, I think it's going to just have like a negative impact on the team, at least while the wound is still fresh, and maybe going forward it'll heal. But as far as tonight goes, I like the value we're getting on Tampa Bay based on all that.
All right, you're going to be here on the Rays plus 132. Guys, I have a 3-7-38 pass over at Pig Dogs Premium. Pick them up right now. I'm also part of the 2-for-1 capper special promotions. You can match me up with Chris, with James, any of the cappers there on Pig Dogs Premium. The 2-for-1 is the way to go. Chris Ruffolo, of course. No doubt about that. All right, let's continue on.
You got to get the host duo here.
The host duo. The host duo, yeah, that's the best value
I realized that looked like I was just pointing at my face. I meant to really point at the both of us here. But
Yes, absolutely. 2-for-1 capper. Pick up the host premium pass there with Chris and myself. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. Hey, now it's time to go ahead and do the show recap. James Clark will join us here in this segment. We started with Alex Smart. Of course, this game's about to start in about a minute, so we got it in. Marlins D-backs under 7.5. Al McMordie, Maple Leafs minus 221 against Canadiens. Tony Brown, Nets minus 3.5 against Mavericks. Shane, Clippers minus 8.5 against Lakers. El Ninos, Wizards moneyline minus 108 against Raptors. Chris, Bulls, Hornets under 218.5. James was on the Grizzlies minus 9 against the Pistons. Yours truly, Rays plus 132 against the Angels. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Yeah, even with that little dig against Canadiens, I'll still take Al with his Wizards money line against the Raptors. I just think the Wizards are the better team, and when we were catching points at them, I think people have caught on now. So I like the Wizards on the money line.
All right, let's go over to James. James, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I like it. Tony Brown's pick. The Nets going up against a beat up Mavericks team. Mavericks have struggled here, without all their starters, and I look for the Nets with a big win tonight.
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback that. Yeah, I like the Nets minus 3.5 because Kevin Durant doesn't lay down for anybody. They could be playing Cleveland. We've talked about this before. He just has that work ethic where he comes and wants to give out his best performance, no matter the situation, no matter the team. You're gonna get a great effort out of Kevin Durant, and I'm with you there with the Nets against a wounded Mavericks team. That'll do it for another edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have a full book of 8 cappers on the show, giving out live free sports picks. And don't forget, it all gets started 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show. Mitch, Rod Zawacki, and Brian Bittler. All right, let's bring on the crew from tonight's show. We'll wave you out good night. Everyone have a great night. Good luck to you guys, and we'll talk with you guys tomorrow.